Hi everybody, I'm Blaine Tyler coming again from Bigfoot Barn in northeastern Ontario. Alright, so special video today. This is kind of a follow-up, but this video here is like right after an encounter happened. And what I was doing was I was out trying to film a reenactment of Ape Canyon. And I just got finished filming around an old beat up cabin to use as a cabin part. So now I'm hiking along. I was hiking along this trail because I knew there was a rock pile in here I could use for a shot by the mines, Fred Beck, and I'm working at the mines. And then they started on the trail and they started getting paralleled. And then while I was trying to get this footage, a real Sasquatch interrupted my video filming of Ape Canyon reenactment. So I went back to the car because it freaked me out, and I'll tell you why. I was walking along here, and there's a deer went crashing through the sycamores and long grass to my right, and I think I film over here in a minute. Thought I'd seen something in the bottom of that big cedar, but I'll get to that another time. So anyway, I'm trying to film above this 4 or 5 foot high grass and sumacs just to see if there's something still moving around over there. But what happened was the Sasquatch, an adult, came up behind me and sniffed me while I was taking a picture of this rock pile. And I'm going to show you the rock pile as soon as I get past this cedar here. And I was going to use the picture and maybe a little video for, like I said, for an Ape Canyon reenactment. But then I heard this big sniff sound about a foot or two above me and right behind me on this exact trail, like maybe a half hour before I went back and I got this footage. I had to go back to the car and compose myself. That kind of freaked me out. Because at first I thought it was a bear, and then I remembered the heavy footfalls of whatever it was tearing through. It came from the left over here. And I was taking pictures of that. See that rock pile over there? I was taking pictures, a little video, and then I heard a big sniff. And I think I was just getting ready to I was turning down the volume so the phone wouldn't ring. And then that happened. Right over in there somewhere. The Sasquatch tore off, running through the sumacs. And you see, I could see the branches parting. And then I kind of got I gruffed at them a little bit. Just, at first, like I said, I thought it was a black bear. But then I realized that wasn't a black bear, that heavy footfalls running through all that spongy grass and sumacs. So anyway, I held my ground for a little bit just in case, something's gonna come back. I didn't pull out my knife or anything, or my bear spray. I realized it was a Sasquatch just checking me out, and so yeah, I went back to the car and had to compose myself, and then I went and hiked back in with my cameras all rolling, and I got this footage. But when I zoomed in back there to take another look at the other clip, it seemed to be a little gray one moving around the sumacs. But yeah, that really happened to me, and they bumped into me on trails before. Once in the winter, I was hiking along on a sled trail, and on the backswing of my left arm, I punched something in the thigh that was at least 2 feet taller than me, and it was all muscle. So anyway, this is me being brave, going right back to the encounter, like, I don't know, 20 minutes or so after it happened. So anyway, I just want to mention that after this incident, I bought a couple GoPros, and I've never had an encounter like that again, sneaking up behind me. I think they know when cameras are running or something like that. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you again. Here, I'm going to repost me filming some right at the shelter. You can see their outlines trying to hide behind trees, and then I was followed back to the car, and then I'm going to add some audio and some pictures at the end. I'll do some narration too. Okay, so I'm going to show you the shelter that I walked right up to and filmed. There's one looking right at me, a 4-footer with standing behind the tree, looking straight at me. There's one my size, 6-footer, doing a profile thing. You can see his hair caught in the sun, and then there's a bigger one and some little ones, and one caught in the roots.
One early winter. Found a whole bunch of prints in here, right in this area here. Bog prints again. There's nothing you can cast, but in the icy, cold, mucky water, prints of different sizes. So I don't see anybody would jumping around in that. Oh, what am I doing now? I got a cloud of bugs on me, so.
Alright, so the two I'm going to focus on, there's other ones in there, there's little ones, there's one in the roots. I'm going to show you some pictures of that guy too, with eye shine. But there's two here, right there. 4-footer looking at me, trying to use the tree to break up his mid-torso area and his head. And his bigger brother doing a profile thing there. There's one there in the roots. You see his eye shine? And then when I zoom in on his feet and his hands. Look at that eye shine. Awesome. But anyway, I caught those the two brothers before, the bigger brother and the little brother, out and about. And I seen them when they were younger run back into the woods from a creek when I was hiking a hydro cut. But anyway, there's some hands and the feet of the one in the root system with the eye shine. Some of these pictures were at my NBC last year, part of my presentation. See, there's hands right there. You see the fingers? Pretty awesome. Might not look as good on your end as it does on mine, but pretty cool.
Okay. Just walking through some meadows on the way back. And I got some paralleling as I go wood knocks. Where are you, big bastards?